everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I'm just going to be showing you guys a few crochet hacks slash tips and tricks that I use that might be able to help you. So first, just to let you know, these work for me, these might not work for you. Number one, so say you have a bunch of rows that are the same thing. So maybe rows 5 through 8 are all just single crochets. Sometimes you might lose count of how many you've done. So, I have a solution for you. Use a little Pop-It fidget toy. These were very popular a few years ago. Popular, get it? Okay, sorry. That was stupid. So, for my example, rows 5 through 8, this works for anything, any number really. That would be 4 rounds. So, here's how I do it. I will just pop everything so that I have 4 left. And then when I complete one, I pop one. Then when I complete the second one, I pop that one. And the third, and the fourth, and that way, I know how many I've done. I don't have to go through, count the rows again. I mean, in some cases it's easy, but in some cases it's definitely not. And if you have to, like, talk during, like, while you're making it, you could forget numbers. If you have to go away for, like, anything, really, if you have to stop, I guess is what I mean. If you have to stop crocheting in the middle of it, you might forget your number. So, I know some people, like, write it down or type it into their phones, but for me, this is just easier. And this one also has, like, a little keychain, so if I'm crocheting anywhere other than home, which I don't usually do, but if I am, I can just put it on the little keychain. And that works really well for me. Number 2. So, for me, how do I put this? So, I tend to just leave, like, my stitch markers and my, like, yarn needles and the small stuff like that. Not really my hooks, but, like, the smaller stuff. I tend to leave those all over my desk, or they end up on the floor. And so, I tried putting them in, like, a little tin, like I got one from the Woobles. I tried putting them in a little tin, but I got really lazy, and I didn't want to open it and close it every time I had to use it. So, I made myself a little trinket tray. And here's mine. I dumped something on the floor. Here's mine. So you can see I have, like, safety eyes that I didn't end up using. I have some stitch markers. I have, like, a little keychain thing. And then I have my yarn needles, and yeah, so I have, like, a lot of stuff in here. This is crocheted. I crocheted this myself. So it's just, like, open and on your desk or wherever you want to put it, really. I have mine on my desk, but it's just open. You don't have to open and close it. You don't have to do anything that might make you just want to leave it on your desk, because that was my problem. So this just is an easy way for me to just put stuff away, and it ends up less on the floor. Although, you're always going to have some on the floor. You're always going to have some floating around. That's how it works, but it does definitely help more, which, that's good. Number 3. So, say you just finished a project and you are cutting off the yarn tail, like after you've weaved it in or whatever, and then you just throw it away. Now, that is, like, a lot of waste. It can build up over time. And while that's fine, me personally, I use it as extra stuffing. So, in my yarn box, which is right next to me, I just have some yarn scraps in with my stuffing, and I just will stuff it into a plushie as normal. I just pretend it's more stuffing, basically. If you use all yarn in a plushie, it will turn out more dense, so I tend to, like, mix it in pretty well with my stuffing, but it just produces a lot less yarn waste. You're throwing a lot less of it away, and yeah, it's just, like, a better use of it, I guess. It makes it have, like, a secondary use, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to elaborate with on that one, but I do recommend stuffing yarn into your plushies. However, if it's, like, white or a very see-through yarn, you might not want very colorful, like, yarn scraps inside of that because you might be able to see it. But other than like super light colors, you should be fine. And now for number 4, which also has to do with stuffing. Instead of just grabbing like a huge chunk of stuffing, just grab like a little chunk, maybe even like half this, and stuff it into your plushie a little bit slower and in smaller pieces, because that can help prevent it like looking very, what's the word, like lumpy, I guess. It can make it look more even, more of the like actual shape you're going for. If you do just shove it all in at once, yes, it can work, but it will work better if you just use like little tiny pieces. It doesn't have to be like microscopic, you know, it doesn't have to be like only that much. Like, you can put like this much in at a time, but just like separate it out so that it's less like chunky, I guess, is the best way to describe it, even though it's like not a good way to describe it at all. And then number 5, so a lot of beginners struggle with the magic ring, which is what you use to start everything amigurumi. So all like the plushies and stuff, I'll start with the magic ring. But I couldn't do that when I first started either, so don't worry if you can't. But what I recommend, and what I actually did do as a beginner, is you just do 2 chains. So I will show you how to do that in a second. But you do 2 chains, and then it will basically get rid of the need for a magic ring. So it definitely doesn't look as good, but as a beginner, it gets the job done. So I'm just going to show you real quickly with this yarn. So I will also show you how to do a magic ring in another video. So basically, you're going to take your yarn, you're going to loop it here. This is not a good way to show you. Alright, so you're going to take your yarn, you're just going to hold it like this, you're going to loop it around your thumb, you're going to take this circle that you just looped around your thumb, and you're going to put the longer piece in and pull. Yes, I know that was hard to see, but that's how you make a slip knot. And then you are going to you're going to grab the yarn, pull it through, grab the yarn, pull it through. And for example, if the pattern says 6 single crochet and a magic ring, you can do this. This is now your magic ring. You're going to go into the first one of these little V's, so this one, not the one closer to your hook, but the other one. You're going to go in there, like that, and then you're just going to do 6 single crochet. That's as easy as it is. So, basically, this little, here, let me take my hook off. This hole right here, in between these, right here, that's your magic ring, essentially. So I did this for a long time, like almost a year, before I actually learned how to do a magic ring, because, to be honest, I was scared. I was scared because I didn't think I knew how to do one, but, I do recommend trying it. You're not going to be perfect at it. Some people are way better at explaining it than others, and I'm going to make a video on it, hopefully soon-ish, but might not be too soon, of showing you how to make a magic ring, because I know that it's difficult, and I learned a pretty easy way, I would say. That won't be in this video, but, yeah, that is all of the tips and tricks / hacks that I have found, like, personally. I don't really use any other, like, hacks besides that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that I have taught you something new or helped you out in a way, whatever that may be. And yeah, so thank you for watching this video. If you got to the end, leave like the little yarn emoji. I'll try to put it on screen if I remember. Leave that in the comments to show me that you got to the end of this video. I will reply to everyone who leaves that emoji. And yeah, so I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, night, morning, whatever. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!